Another day, another potential starter team. Today, we will be looking at another FC24 starter team that I have concocted and I think looks pretty decent for the start of the game. Now, as with all of these, the budgets can sort of vary depending on the squads I've put together. When I say starter team, I mean for some people, it will be relatively attainable through either like a couple of days of just playing the game, maybe using your FIFA points for the pre-order stuff, or if you're somebody who spends money on the game, then obviously you'll be able to get a few funds together anyway. Or for those who are willing to grind, get a little bit of trading done or some gameplays and stuff, get some rewards, get a few coins under your belt, and then be able to pick up a team. We've done Prem, we've also done Syria, and we've done La Liga, and today we're looking at a hybrid between two leagues that are maybe not in the top leagues, but often get some pretty good cards. We're looking at the League of Portugal and the Turkish League as well. So those two leagues combined to make what I think is a pretty fun hybrid 11. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. We are going to be looking, as I said, at the two leagues. We're looking at the Trenjol Super League. Sorry if I'm saying that horrifically wrong. And the Liga Portugal, formerly the Liga NOS. And I often call it Liga NOS, and I'm very wrong. One thing I will say about the two last videos I did, I tried to zoom in so that you guys could see the team nice and clearly, and I managed to cut off the player faces. So apologies for that. I will try and do better this time. So we'll start off with the joint highest rated player in the team, and that is Diogo Costa in goal. Now, as I say with a lot of these videos, it's very difficult at times to kind of work out how good goalkeepers are going to be. It is a bit of guesswork because sometimes you'll get like 80, 81 rated players that are the best keepers in the game, and sometimes it will be the high rated keepers. He is the highest rated option, I believe, between the League of Portugal and the Turkish League. I'd be surprised if there's anyone else because Costa is a very accomplished and very good goalkeeper. He's nice and tall. He's got 80s in the diving, reflexes, kicking and positioning, but as I'll always say, pinch yourself with the keepers because you just never know how good they're going to be. We are running the 4-3-3, by the way, for this one in particular. At left back, we are going with a player in the Turkish league, and we're looking at Ustavold. I might be saying that wrong, and if I am, I apologize. Nice and quick. Two-star is a bit of a meh for a lot of people who like to have those fullbacks overlapping, but I'm hoping that this is kind of going to suit a system where the fullbacks are relatively defensive with capabilities of getting forward if they need to. But really nice pace that with 89 and a lovely split. The passing is a touch on the low side of things, so I would personally say you are going to look to boost the passing. There is a one that does passing and, yeah, it's powerhouse, passing and defending. That is what I would be saying to go to him, because the short passing then goes to low to mid 70s, long passing goes to 68, and the crossing goes up. But again, with him going forward, is he going to go forward too much? It's kind of dependent. We still don't have work rates. It's the only thing I will say. But otherwise, I think this is a decent starter card. This is the kind of card that, like, you're looking to put together an early game team that you can sort of eventually look to upgrade down the line. Ustavold would probably be a card that you would eventually sort of phase out of the team. But I think for a starter squad, he'll do you a very good job. So this really is, you know, great pace and really nice physicality as well, because he's got 84 stamina with some really good stats alongside it. So that's the main two things here for him. And I'd say you really want a powerhouse just to boost the physical, or the defending stats, I should say, and then the passing a little bit. Two centre-backs. Another card that I think is going to be expensive here is St. Just, and that is because at the beginning of last game, he was very expensive. He was just stupidly 10, 15,000 coins, whatever, early doors. And I do think he'll be expensive again because he is 93 paced for a centre-back. Now, this will probably exclude him from a good chunk of Evos if there are sort of max stat stuff, but I don't believe there is this year. If I'm understanding correctly, a lot of what is being said, the Evos are being done very differently and he should fit in. But the pace split is lovely within 5, so it's fine with me. Decent passing in the short passing, which is the main stat you're really looking at for a defender or a centre-back at the very least. Decent dribbling, considering he can play right back. It isn't too bad there. Good agility, balance isn't too bad for a centre-back, and then everything else is decent as well with good composure. Like, composure is a touch low, sorry. Good ball control. The composure is obviously not quite 70, which is a shame. Defending stats look really good. Heading accuracy being the only thing that's a touch on the lower side, but everything else looks decent. And then the physicality is just his stamina, which is a small shame realistically. Outside of that, though, it's really nice. Again, for me, I'm probably honestly looking at, I mean, it'll be Sentinel in all honesty. just gets the defense and physicality nice and high. So yeah, he looks really, really good. And then alongside him, we're going back to the Portuguese league, and we're looking at Inacio. Back to, sorry, I mean, we're staying in. We're looking at Inacio here, who looks really, really good as well. Again, 80 pace with a lovely split. Short passing is phenomenal, 85, which is great to see. Dribbling stats, again, agility and balance. Balance obviously a touch on the low side. Here's a centre back. It is the start of the game. It's not the end of the world. Defending stats are very, very decent across the board. 3 being plus 80. The 2 below are very, very close too. Really good jumping. Not bad stamina at all. And then strength and aggression are good as well. Really nice centre back pair. Very quick centre back pair. I think he will have a little bit of value to him as well because of that. And talking of quick, we're going with Brightside Samuel. Now, this is not just because he used to play for QPR, my team. It is a very nice card. There are some other good options as well. The reason I've gone with Brightside Samuel is because with, yet again, another powerhouse, you're looking at 75 defending and 70 passing. His dribbling is really, really good for a right back. The physicality stats are lovely, 87 stamina as well. Very, very good. And again, the passing for me is the main issue along with the defending. But if you go ahead and put a powerhouse on it, that's fine. And I think that will boost him quite nicely. Hopefully the pace kind of makes up for it a little bit. If you are looking for someone a little bit more defensive minded, you do have the options of Arsens, probably saying that wrong, or Bar. The only thing I will say is it does, I think, then leave you a little bit short on some chemistry. You would then need a Turkish league, I should say, and you'll be fine. But Brightside Samuel is the player I've put in there personally. Into the 3 midfielders, there's a real good plethora of quote-unquote meta-looking centre mids in these 2 divisions here. The first person, the king of meta across the years, is Renato Sanchez. Really, really nice card. 70s across the board with 80 in the dribbling. So for me, he sort of is that sort of playmaker role. Could be box to box depending on how your system works out, but physicality is good. The stamina is not amazing, but it's not terrible. The pace split's lovely as well. Good shooting, but not great shooting. The finishing is the main stat there that's a problem for me. Otherwise, the stats that are important are good. The curve, again, not great. So for me, this is, you get the ball to him, you do the trickery. If you get him into a good spot, you try a simple shot. Otherwise, you try and let off to one of your front 3. But he looks pretty good. 4-star, 4-star in the middle as well is lovely. The more defensive-minded midfielder, we've got Gedson Fernandez. Really good little card here as well. Perfect pace split with the 80. Shooting, again, the stats are important. It's not too bad for a centre mid. Passing, all 72 and above, which is not too bad at all. And personally, I think the curve as well, maybe a little bit of long shot, a little bit of curve. It's not amazing, but worst case scenario, you get him in that position. It's worth maybe having a pop with him. Good dribbling stats again, so another good dribbler in the middle of the park there as well, with good agility and balance, great reactions, composure, etc. Defending is not too bad as well, so he will do that defensive job, which is why I've sort of got him in that holding role. I probably would boost that. Personally, I would say that a shadow is the best play here, 88 pace, and then 81 in the defending stat, and everything is looking pretty good. And then the physicality is also pretty gosh darn nice. Alongside him, a lot of people love him, and it's Fred. For me, Fred here looks really, really solid. Again, everything 70 above with 82 in the dribbling. Lovely agility and balance. For me, he is a perfect box-to-box. Again, has really good defensive stats. It's just the heading accuracy that is below 70. Everything else is looking pretty decent. Pace splits on 6, so it's not the end of the world. It's not too bad. The shooting, however, it's not lower, but for me, I just think like the reason I've got Renato Sanchez maybe as the guy to go forward a bit more is the 4-star, 4-star, so just having that weak foot. Realistically, either of them could be the playmaker or box-to-box. Ideally, I would say run both as box-to-box and then have Gedson Fernandez as the holding. So it's a DM and sort of 2 box-to-box midfielders, if that makes sense. Passing stats, again, lovely across the board. Looks really, really good. I think Fred looks like a really nice little starter card here. Left-hand side and right-hand side, 2 FIFA sort of history absolute ballers. We're going St. Maximin and we're going Kent. These guys, I'm fairly sure through the years, have caused multiple controllers to be to cease to exist, essentially. 89 pace with a perfect split, 5-star, 4-star, yes please. Lovely dribbling stats, 93 agility, 90 balance, incredible. 77 stamina as well, so he'll do the job for at the very least most of the game. Good crossing and good shooting stats in what matters. Again, long shot, not the end of the world. Curves good, he's going to cut inside, have those shots. You can get crosses in with him as well. He looks very, very nice. He is right-footed, so you would sort of have to cut back and whip it, but he has got the 4-star weak foot, so maybe you don't. On the other side, it's 4-star, 5-star for Ryan Kent. Now, he is right-footed, so he can whip it in on the side that he's using, or you can cut it in and whip it with his left. he does both. I'm fairly sure St. Maximin is only on the right, on the left-hand side, yeah. Otherwise, I probably would have flipped them round just because of the weak foots, but it is what it is. Shooting is a touch on the low side, so realistically here for me, you're going to be kind of getting it onto him to cross it, to lay it off to other people. That's the vibe. But his dribbling, again, lovely. The composure is a touch on the low side of things, so again, that maybe hinders the shooting a little bit. Personally, I think a dead eye is what you're looking for here. And again, really nice stamina. I think he will do you a very good job. And up top, our joint highest player, it is Gyökeres. Really nice card. Very, very lovely looking card. I've talked about him in a previous video. The 3-star skills is one of the only real things to look at and go, maybe. Shooting stats in the stats that are important, fantastic. Very good pace split with 90 pace overall. Agility and balance is not that bad. Again, it can be boosted if you absolutely need it to be. You could go with an engine, takes them both above 80. I think then you've got yourself one hell of a player on your hands. He really is a lovely little card. Heading accuracy is phenomenal, and then 90s and above on majority of his physicality stats. I don't think I need to say too much more about that. I think that there is a lovely, lovely team, a team that genuinely will have some value to it, but won't be astronomically expensive. I genuinely don't think that team is going to be like a ludicrous cost for you. I think he's going to be a relatively fair and affordable price across the whole squad there. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know if this is a starter team you would consider, or any of these players are jump out players for you. And let me know in the comments if there's any other teams you would like to see me try and put together. But for now, guys, I want to say thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you later. And don't forget, wash your hands. Take care.